What's up, everybody? How are you all doing? I hope you are doing great. I hope I find you all having a great day. Ready to get this game going. And if you have already got this game, you've already gotten it going, shut up. I want to hear about it. But anyway, so this week counts down like I'm doing a video countdown of 4 special videos I have wanted to do and I've been sitting on for a while now, pertaining to Final Fantasy VII Remake. And it is April 7th and Tuesday. We are 2 days and a few hours away from this game unlocking, and all of us getting to experience it and all of us getting to enjoy it together, share it, come together as a community, and really enjoy this thing. So today, this is video number 2. This is the second video that I've been wanting to do. And I've been had ideas and how I want to approach this subject here, but basically the main subject is why I have been supremely confident that Square Enix is going to deliver on this game. After dropping the ball on other titles, after delivering less than experiences, and arguably the last few titles, and I don't count 14, but mainline entries like 13 and 15, let's be honest, those were less than. It has its fans, they all have their fans, and they all have their detractors, but if I'm to call it like I see it, there were parts of those games I enjoyed, but overall the experience left me wanting, you know. In 13 they told over 3 games, and 15 they did like the Royal Edition after it was released, but that's a video for another time. But why have I been supremely confident? People keep asking me in YouTube content or YouTube comments, messages, direct messages, text messages, what makes me so confident? Not that they're being negative, but what makes me so confident? I'm going to run down the list here real quick. So the first thing is just the desire to revisit this tale from the original creative minds behind it. You got Kitase, Nomura, Nojima. They have expressed throughout the years an interest to revisit these things, and they kind of did with that compilation project that released in the mid-2000s with Advent Children, Crisis Core, Before Crisis, Dirge of Cerberus, Last Order, Final Fantasy VII. You had a bunch of projects and the novels that Nojima put out. You had all these projects coming out revolving around Final Fantasy VII because they all loved this project so much, but they also knew that if they were ever going to do a remake, that it had to be right, that they couldn't just do something. And they have said that repeatedly in different tours, different interviews all over the world for the past at least 15 years. They've said if we would revisit that game and we were to remake it, we would have to do it right, do it properly. So they started working on this thing. They got together. They finally got the team together to start working on this thing back in 2012. Awesome, you know. And we found out in 2015 that it was coming. So fast forward all these years later, the team is excited. The core members of this team are excited for everyone to see what they've done. They're excited to share their project, their baby with the world, you know. And it's probably also a tumultuous time for them because they don't know what to expect from the general public once they get their hands on this game. But they are still championing this thing, and they're not beating their chest and blowing their trumpets like company men, you know, promoting a product. You know, that's not what they're doing. They're coming out and saying, "I can't wait for you to see what we've done. We can't wait for you all to see what we've made for you." That's extremely encouraging. And since I have seen them talking about this and talking about how proud they are and how excited they are for everybody to see it, and when they're talking about it, they just have smiles on their faces. Even though I can't understand a word of Japanese, they're grinning ear to ear. So that tells me that they are genuinely happy with what they made. They are genuinely ready for us to get this in our hands and experience what they've created for us. That's the first big reason I'm extremely confident. Second reason is, if I make this is an analogy, okay? So the analogy I kind of tell people about when I'm just in conversation with them and I've actually likened it to this game too, is if Francis Ford Coppola, when he made the original Godfather, Final Fantasy VII to me is the video game equivalent of The Godfather. It is a perfect narrative. It is a perfect story. It is a perfect experience. Spend the right amount of time with all these characters. You get to know these characters. You get to love these characters. You get to see them experience loss. You get to see them grow and go through the hero's journey and all this other kind of stuff up to the climax of the tale. This is their Godfather. This is their Empire Strikes Back. This is their Lord of the Rings trilogy. This is, they know. This is the epitome of their storytelling as a creative team. The team that came together on this, they know this is the best story they have ever told, and they probably know this is the climax of their storytelling. They peaked in '97. Final Fantasy VIII is good. Final Fantasy IX is great. Final Fantasy X is amazing. Those other games are fantastic, and those other filmmakers of those films I mentioned, you got Peter Jackson, you got George Lucas. You could argue about George Lucas, but Coppola, Scorsese, all these other directors, they made other great movies. But none of them are The Godfather. None of them are Goodfellas. None of them are Empire Strikes Back. None of them are The Lord of the Rings. For this team, they've all made fantastic video games. No one is doubting the merits of those games. I love those games I just mentioned for different reasons, but none of them are Final Fantasy VII. None of them are. I love Devil May Cry. I love Resident Evil. I love Castlevania. Castlevania is my favorite game franchise of all time. But none of those games are Final Fantasy VII. They're just not. They're the zeitgeist. That game is the zeitgeist. It is the epitome, and this team knows that. They know they can't encroach on holy ground with light hand, with heavy feet. They can't do it. So knowing that, as a storyteller, who if I ever get the chance to create something amazing, and if I wanted to revisit it, I would know that there's no way I can do that without putting the utmost effort in, the utmost care, the utmost love, the utmost attention. So that right there is a reason why I've been supremely confident. And number 3, why I'm supremely confident, and this is going to seem like a weird reason. So number 3, the desire to revisit and introduce new ideas into something that was already perfect. Now, the story, the narrative is perfect. Now, does it have flaws? Is it an incomplete game? Yes, absolutely. But the experience is a perfect experience. In my opinion, these are all my opinions. Some of you all may share my opinion. Some of you all may detest my opinion and absolutely vehemently disagree with me. That's fine. That's the great thing about opinions. You're entitled to yours. This is mine. And I know there are thousands of you out there that agree with my opinion, and that's why I'm doing these videos. The number 3 is the desire to introduce new ideas into something that you've created. Now, I draw a comic book, a little fantasy comic book called Aurora. I've been drawing it for years with little progress here and there. I have always looked back at some of those earlier chapters and be like, I wish I could have done this. Oh man, I would have done that. You don't disagree with how you write a story. Creators will tell you this. You don't disagree with decisions you made writing a story, but then you think back, if I had a chance to do it again, it would really be cool to put this in there. The original creative team on Final Fantasy VII have expressed numerous times that if they could go back, they would like to change a few things. If they could go back, they would like to do this, or they had a great idea after the game was already headed to print for something to do. This stuff has been spoken of throughout the years. Some of it documented, some of it undocumented in rumors. But the desire was always there. And now that you've seen that they are making changes and they're refitting how some of the things work in the game, you can see that those things were absolutely true. Nojima himself, in an interview on that, I think it was the episode 1 or 2 of that Inside Final Fantasy VII Remake, he said he wanted to revisit more of the characters, namely Cloud's psyche. He wanted to tell some things a little bit differently this time. So I thought that was very interesting. And this may be an unpopular opinion with a lot of you, but I know there are some of you who do share this opinion. I never wanted a one-for-one just remaster of this game. I don't want them to take super crazy chances with the story, but I do want to see the ideas they've had over the years incorporated into this tale. I want to see what the fresh take, the reimagining of the tale of Final Fantasy VII looks like. I want to see what that looks like. And knowing that these creators had the desire to do that filled me with the utmost confidence. They are taking their time, they are doing this right, and they're handling it with the highest degree of care. So, those three reasons alone right there are the biggest reason I've been supremely confident for these past few years and all this time. And I've defended this, and I knew I wanted to put that into words. Why, Ray, why have you been defending this? They've changed this, they've changed that. You can't play as Red 13. It's just Midgar. Why are you defending this? This is why. People, this is not an episode. Okay? An episode is not 35 to 45 hours. Yes, Star Wars is called episodes. They're movies. This is different. This is a game. If a game goes over 25, 30 hours, you can't call it an episode. And to me, in my opinion, those people calling this episodes, they sound foolish. They sound foolish. This is the first movie of an epic story. This is the first movie of an ongoing epic that we're going to get. It could be 3, maybe 4 games. We don't know what they have planned. We really don't. But I do hope that whatever they have planned really dives into the characters and the story and really fully fleshes out that world. Because the world of Gaia in Final Fantasy VII is such a rich, diverse world, which almost all the Final Fantasy games are. I'm not taking anything away from those. 6 is amazing. 5 is great. 10 is one of my favorites. 12, even though this is unpopular, was one of my favorite Final Fantasies. I loved that game. Ivalice, any game set in Ivalice is great. Final Fantasy Tactics, my second favorite Final Fantasy of all time. If you're going to remake another Final Fantasy, make it Tactics. Make it Tactics. I want to see what that world and those monsters and the religion and political structure and all that looks like in a remake. But anyway, another video for another time, like I said. But those are the reasons I've been supremely confident. I've been supporting this. I've been backing this. I've been in Square's corner on this. And thousands of you have as well. I'm just one of many. But these are the reasons why I've supported this. This is the reasons why I have continually been excited about this game. It's almost here, man. We're going to get to see what this creative team has done. We're going to get to see what Nomura, Nojima, and Kitase's vision for the game has been, for the remake, the ideas they've wanted to put in. This is them dumping all their ideas on the table, picking a few out that don't seem to work, and then pushing all their chips in the center of the table. This is their swan song for a lot of them, probably, because they are going to be working on this game. Some of them, Kitase said he could be working on this game. This could be the rest of his career, this game. You think they're not going to go all in? You think they're not going to give their best effort? Come on, people. This is going to be great. These creators, these artisans, these masters of their craft are going all in to give us an unforgettable experience. And I can't wait. If I was going to go out, be done with gaming, this will be my swan song. If something happened and like, Ray, you can't play games anymore, all this other stuff's going down, I'm like, okay, this is it. This is the last one, Well, after they're all done. But you get what I'm saying. So, anyway, I'm going to leave it at that. Hope you all enjoyed the video. If you would, hit that subscribe button. I really appreciate it. We might be crossing 2,000 subscribers tonight. So, I know in about a year or two, this will date that will date this video, but I don't care. I keep it real with you all. You know how it is. But anyway, post your comments. Let me know what you all thought. Give the video a like if you did like it, share it around. I really appreciate all the love. And also hit me up on twitch.tv/Ray Kaufman. We'll be getting into OG Final Fantasy VII again tonight. We're trying to platinum that on PS4. And if you all have any suggestions for stuff you all like to see from me in the future, please drop them in the comments as well. I'm always open to trying different things, gaming and animation related. If y'all want to see some different things from me, hit those comments. That's how you can talk to me. You can ask anybody or look through my other videos. I try to hit all those comments. I try to respond to people. I try to talk back. So anyway, you all have a great night. I will see you all here in a little bit on Twitch. Keep rocking. And we got 2 days and change. 2 days and change, and we're there. We made it. We all made it. Give yourself a hand. Give yourself a hand. So y'all stay safe. Take care of each other. Be good to each other. I'll see you on the next video. Keep rocking. Have a good night.